The Mets take on the Pirates, 1:05 p.m. Eastern first pitch. The New York Mets are minus 135, totals 8, juice to the over. The Pittsburgh Pirates are plus $1.15 for an upset win at home. And if you like them on the run line, they're minus 140, catching the 1.5. J.T. Brubaker's the expected starter on the mound for Pittsburgh. Taijuan Walker for the Mets. And following a 3-3 day on my Patreon website yesterday, we did improve to 3-0 in our last three $1.99 daily best plays on that Patreon page. And if you want to see which one of these free picks on my channel are being featured as today's $1.99 daily best play, link for that pick is in the description section below. We're also hitting at 62% our last 13 MLB tier package picks on that Patreon page as well. We currently have over 925 members who are signed up and active on that site. And if you want to join those folks and get in on the action, link for that site is in the description section below. Once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. But as good as Taijuan Walker's been this season for New York, we're still looking at a Mets club who's been pretty bad away from home. New York's been victorious in only 19 of 47 road games, and that's good for only 40% in that particular category. The Mets have also failed to cash in on the run line in their last 3 straight road games, just 3-7 against the number in their last 10 outings at any location. This Mets lineup is in the bottom 3 in the majors in hits on average per game. They're scoring only 3.7 runs per contest on average as well. They're taking on a Pittsburgh club who's on a 3-game winning streak, and they also got the W in 7 out of their last 10. Now, the Pirates have also successfully cashed in on the run line in 5 out of their last 6 at PNC Park. This Pirates lineup is also in the top 3 in fewest strikeouts at the plate. Adam Frazier is batting .328 thus far in the season. He's in the top 5 in the majors in that particular category. Meanwhile, Brian Reynolds is hitting .302 himself with an OPS of .916. He's actually in the top 15 in the league in both of those stats as well. Now, the Buccos also have J.T. Brubaker on the bump here today. The righty's averaging a strikeout an inning, basically, this year. And he also comes into this contest here today with a 1.15 whip. Now, when it comes to the total in this one, 3 out of Pittsburgh's last 6 home games stayed under the line. Meanwhile, the Mets saw 2 out of their last 3 on the road stay under the total themselves. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the Pittsburgh Pirates plus 1.5 in the under 8 runs. All right, next matchup I have for you, it is going to be Pods versus the Nats, 105 East. The San Diego Padres are minus 115, numbers 8. Joe Musgrove on the bump for San Diego. Max Scherzer, the expected starter for Washington. Now, Scherzer's 7-4 on the season, .266 ERA and a .88 whip. The righty's also struck out 134 batters in just 98 innings of work. And despite a bit of a rough patch here recently, the Nationals still have a winning record on their home field. Their lineup's in the top 10 in hits on average per contest. They're also in the top 5 in fewest home strikeouts per game at the plate. Trey Turner, he's batting .320, which is 5th in the majors in that category. The shortstop is also in the top 25 in OPS. Meanwhile, Juan Soto's in the top 25 in both batting average and OPS himself. The outfielder's hitting .290 at the plate with an OPS of .881. Now, they're taking on a San Diego club who's got a losing record against National League opponents on the road. The Pods have gotten the W in just 16 out of 36 road games against National League competition. The Pods also failed to cash in on the run line in 6 out of their last 10 ball games. Despite some pretty good numbers in the first half of the season, Joe Musgrove comes into today's start with a lackluster 5-7 record. Now, total-wise, when it comes to the number in this one, the Padres went 60% to the over in their last 10 outings. They're also 25-17 to the over as the official road team. Meanwhile, the Nationals went 60% to the over in their last 10 themselves. I'm going to lean toward the Washington Nationals plus $1 in the over 8 runs. Next ball game, little divisional matchup here. I'm talking about the Marlins versus the Phillies, 1:05 p.m. East. The Philadelphia Phillies are minus 155, totals 8. Zach Wheeler for the Fightins. Looks like Braxton Garrett possibly for Miami. But regardless of who throws out the first pitch for Miami, the last place Marlins are currently 11 games below 500. And they also took the loss in 4 out of their last 6 outings. Now, the Miami Marlins also struggle on the road. They're winners of just 18 out of 48 road games, bottom 3 in the league in road strikeouts at the plate. They are taking on a Phillies club who won 3 out of their last 4 themselves, and they also went 6-3 straight up in their last 9. Philadelphia is also 25-17 straight up as the home team. Their pitching staff is in the top 5 in striking batters out at home. This Phillies rotation is striking out 10.2 batters a game at Citizens Bank Park. They also have Zach Wheeler on the mound here today. Whenever Zach Wheeler is on the bump, you got yourself a fighting chance to win. Wheeler's 6-5 with a 2.26 ERA and a .97 WHIP. The righties also fanned 145 batters already. When it comes to the scoring in this one, Philadelphia went 9-1 to the over in their last 10 ball games, 3-0 to the over in their last 3 at home. Meanwhile, the Marlins saw their last 3 straight road games get over the number themselves, 80% to the over in their last 10 outings at any location. I'm going to lean toward the Philadelphia Phillies, minus 155, and the over 8 runs. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup for part 1 of our 2-part series here today. It is going to be Rangers versus the Blue Jays game 1. And that's going to be a 1:07 Eastern start time in game 1 of the doubleheader. The Toronto Blue Jays are minus 230, total 7.5. Hyun-Jin Ryu for the Blue Jays, Colby Allard for Texas. Now, Allard's just 2-6 thus far in the season, as the last place Rangers currently find themselves 21 games below 500. The Rangers also play their worst baseball on the road, winners of just 13 out of 44 road games, bottom 3 in the majors in hits allowed on the road as well. They're taking on a Blue Jays club who just destroys the baseball. League leaders in both home scoring and home hits. Vlad Guerrero Jr., he's leading the majors in batting average, ribbies, and OPS. The slugger's hitting .335 with 77 RBI and a 1.111 OPS. Vladdy's also hit 30 home runs thus far in the year, which is second in the league. Marcus Semion's hit 23 homers himself this year, along with 193 total bases. We're also looking at a Toronto pitching staff who's in the top 10 in striking batters out. Hyun-Jin Ryu's 8-3 on the season with 81 strikeouts and a .356 ERA. I'm going to lean toward the Toronto Blue Jays minus 1.5 and the over 7.5 in game 1 of the DH. With that, guys, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap, powered to you by my Patreon website. I like Pittsburgh plus 1.5, under 8 runs. Washington plus $1, over 8. Philadelphia minus 155, over 8 runs. And before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, one final reminder that we are 3-0 in our last 3 $1.99 daily best plays on my Patreon website. We're also hitting at 62%. Our last 13 MLB tier package picks on that Patreon page as well. I like the Toronto Blue Jays minus 1.5 and the over 7.5 in game 1 of that doubleheader. And with that, guys, now it's time to jump into today's shout out of the day. And that goes to Blaine Medvick of Pittsburgh, PA, who actually said yesterday on my YouTube channel, I'm from the Pittsburgh area, and when the Pirates win 2 in a row, something's definitely wrong, end quote. Well, Blaine, these Buccos are starting to heat up a little bit, and I'm riding with them again today. And if I had to take a guess, I'm going to say you're from the McKeesport area in western Pennsylvania. Let me know in the comments today if I was close. But I love the Pittsburgh area. Rivers Casino, great casino. Spent a lot of time there. And actually, before the Rivers was built many years ago, we're probably going back, 12, 13 years ago. I used to do a bit of gambling out at the Wheeling Island in West Virginia. Bet the dogs a little bit too. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. Now, if you guys do end up getting a membership here today on my Patreon website, just keep in mind Patreon's going to bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a package here today, just keep in mind you're going to get access to that content all the way through the end of July. And if you continue to stay opted in, you're going to get billed again on August 1st. And you'll get access to all that content all the way through the end of August as well. But anyway, guys, most importantly, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. And real quick, just some quick trivia. I don't know if you guys remember, but probably 12 years back, there was a guy named Darvin Moon who finished second in the World Series of Poker in the main event. I believe he lost to Joe Cata. I forget who he was going heads up with, but anyway, Darvin Moon, or maybe it was Peter Eastgate. But anyway, Darvin Moon finished second in the World Series of Poker main event. I think it was back in 2010, and he won a satellite tournament at the Wheeling Island in West Virginia to get to the main event. And I'll tell you, it's a small casino, small poker room. I'm sure there wasn't many people in that tournament, in that satellite qualifier. But anyway, Darvin Moon won a qualifier, a satellite tournament at the Wheeling Island, and got a free ride to the World Series of Poker main event, and cashed in second. Rest in peace, Darvin Moon. He actually died, I believe it was this year or this past year. But an incredible run, just a logger from Oakland, West Virginia. Hits a satellite just by dumb luck, and makes history, becomes a millionaire. But anyway, guys, once again, that's going to do it for me. Gotta thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Sunday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.